Again, my name is Sevananda. I'm from Puerto Rico. I've been a disciple of Sri Chinmoy for 54 years this year. Um, I am telling stories about my life with him, and going to backtrack a little bit on how I got to meet Guru for real. You all know what I used to do for a living at that time. So my friends and I, we organized a rock festival in the city of San Juan, and it was very successful. And at some point of the festival, a young lady came around with a picture, with a transcendental picture, and she said, "This is my Guru Sri Chinmoy. He's traveling in Japan, giving lectures, and he's coming to Puerto Rico in December." And I saw that picture, and what I saw was my old friend, my eternally old friend. And the next thought was, whatever he's drinking, whatever he's taking, I want it, because I want to be that spiritually drunk, that God drunk. And in a few days I was visiting the center. But the previous year, when I was going to my previous yogi, I was studying at the University of Puerto Rico, and there I met this extremely beautiful girl, and we started to talk and became close. And in the conversation, or one of the conversations, she told me that she was practicing spiritual yoga and doing meditation, and I was also doing that in different groups. So we decided to have our first formal date, and the date was that I would go to a meditation place and a Sunday, and she would come to my meditation place the following Sunday. And then after that, we would go to dinner or to a movie or whatever we wanted to do. The thing is that the moment I enter the center, I was blasted away with the vibration. And seeing Sudha, the center leader, sitting on the floor, what I saw was an old painting of a goddess. She looked so beautiful, so stoic and powerful. And I spotted a seat towards the front of the meditation room, so I sat there. And at the end of the meditation, of the program, Sudha came and immediately sat next to me, and we started to talk like if we knew each other forever. And she convinced me to keep coming. This was in 1968. Then I remembered that I had this girl waiting for me. When I look back, well, Sudha and I were talking for like about maybe 1 or 2 hours, non-stop. And I look back, there's nobody in the meditation room. I ran out, hoping that she would be outside. She wasn't outside. So I had to wait for the next day, Monday. We meet at the cafeteria of the university, but she was not there. She never appeared in my life ever again. Even her friends didn't know what happened with her. So it is my belief that her role was to bring me to the home center. And I kept coming for about 7 months. And maybe it was June of 1968. And because I had another guru, I decided to stop coming here. And then the story with this girl at the musical festival happened, and when Sudha saw me coming in, she came running, like screaming, "My son, my son, my son! You're here, you have come back. My son, my son." She gave me a hug like a mother would, you know? And then rest of the people came, we had a meditation, again very powerful. Many disciples saw Guru's face in Sudha when she was meditating, and lucky for me, I was one of those. And again, it was just a baby disciple or seeker. I wasn't a disciple yet, but a seeker. And you know, this is the late 60s, the psychedelic era. And again, I went back out and I got involved in the lifestyle of the times, and until I decided to get serious. But I didn't shave my hair, I didn't cut my beard, I never pushed it until the day that Guru told me, "If you are my son, cut your hair, shave your beard, and follow me. I shall lead you to the golden shores of the eternal beyond." That evening, I went to my house and I asked one of my sisters who was studying to be a beautician to cut my hair, and she cut my hair quite short and nice, and then I cut my beard and I shaved. I want to call this story "Looking for an Ashram." Guru wanted to have an ashram in Puerto Rico, and we looked in many places, and unfortunately most of the people, owners of the farms that we went to see, were crooks who were trying to take advantage of us, especially of Guru. And in one occasion, we are looking for land, and in one of the lands there was a house in the middle, right in the middle of the valley, that we would buy. And Guru asked what would happen to that house, and the guy said, "Well, that's my brother's house, and he's not going to move." So Guru was not happy with that, and then I was told that some incidents happened as a result of this guy trying to take advantage of us. The last occasion that we went to look for a proper land, a disciple at that time told us that he knew of a place, a land that was available, and it was huge and it was inexpensive. And Guru said, "Okay, let's see it." And it was quite far in the interior of the island. At that time, we had no freeways. It was all spiring roads up the hills and down the hills. And the guy brought a whole bunch of machetes. And Guru asked him, "Why are you bringing this?" And he said, "Because there's some tall grass that we need to cut for you to come in." And so we arrived. No, we get on the car, and Guru started telling this fellow everything that was wrong about him plus more. I've never have seen Guru so angry and so talking so strongly to another disciple. And he said, Guru says, "If Sevananda would hear the tape of your mind, he would be throwing up all the way to where we're going. You're so impure, you're so disgusting." And so we arrived to the place after 3 or 4 hours of traveling, And we were like about 5 or 6 boys, maybe 6 boys. And he gives each of us a machete, and we start cutting grass and cutting grass and cutting grass and cutting grass and cutting grass. It was like endlessly cutting grass. Suddenly I hear inwardly Guru's call. I feel Guru's pull. And I told the boys, Guru's calling. So what do you mean Guru's calling? He's calling. His magnetic pull is calling. And they said, oh, you're crazy. You're just lazy. You don't want to keep cutting grass. So I said, fine, I'll be that, but I'm going back to listen, to respect Guru. And I went back, and Guru says, where are they? And I said, Guru, they kept on cutting grass, and it's really, we've gone quite far. He says, you've been gone for like about an hour and a half, and you've been cutting grass that's still not there? I said, yes, Guru. And he took a branch of a tree, took out the little leaves that were in the front, and he made a whip out of it. And he asked me, stand here, and point out a particular place, and he started whipping the branch. And then he gets close to me and starts hitting me on my legs. And he's saying, I'm hitting you because I love you, I'm hitting you because I love you, I'm hitting you because I love you. And I'm standing very firm and with my hands folded, and I tell him, Gurudev, please never stop loving me. Just do whatever you want to do. And when he heard those words, he stopped and put his hand on my head. And he was hitting quite powerfully, but all I would felt was like the bite of a little puppy that had no teeth, like a little bite of a playful little puppy. And it was just so sweet. The whole thing was so sweet. So eventually the boys came back, and Guru asked one of them, did you get it? You found it? And he said, no, Guru, there's nothing there. Just more tall grass, tall grass, tall grass. And Guru was very disappointed, and he told the other boys to please take the other disciple in their car because he didn't want to see him anymore. He told them, you're out of the path, you're out of the center, you're out of the path, and please don't ever come back to us. So in the car now, Guru is sitting on the driver's seat, and Ananta, one of Guru's first disciples, Guru is in the passenger seat, and Ananta is on the driver's seat. And we start going, and as we are going through the winding roads, Ananta gets sick, car sick, and he cannot drive anymore. So we lay him down in the back of the seat, Guru and I, and Guru tells me, Sevananda, please drive. I said, Guru, I don't have a license, I don't know how to drive, but you just got your driver's license, so you need to drive. And Guru goes, oh, well, I wouldn't want to drive all these crazy roads. So we sat on the driver's seat, I sit on the passenger seat, next to Guru in the front, and we go, and Guru is driving very slow, very, very slow, 20 miles per hour. I don't know what is that in European, what do you call?
Kilometers.
What?
Kilometers.
Kilometers. I don't remember what it is in kilometers. So we're going very, very slow, and there's a line of cars behind us, and you hear the honking, pop, 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 pop. And I told Guru, the moment you find a spot, an open spot, please move there, and the cars go by. And very carefully he finds a place, And each car that passed by had something very nasty to say, very horrible to say. And Guru asked me, what are they saying? I said, Guru, please don't make me tell you what they're saying. He said, oh, they're blessing me, they're blessing me, they're blessing me. And so Guru decides to go faster, 25 miles. And at some moment I look at him and his eyes are closed. And so he's driving to this narrow, winding road with his eyes closed. And I have the brilliant idea to ask him a question. And I said, Guru, can I ask you a question? Yes, ask me. I said, Guru, when you're driving with your eyes closed, who's driving? And Guru says, Satan! Satan is driving. And so I decided to shut up and not ask him any more questions. And we continue, and I hear a big cargo truck coming the opposite direction. Bam, 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 just turning a curve. And Guru is driving with his eyes closed, and the truck is coming. And I tell Guru, Guru, please, I know that you can see God with your eyes closed. Will you please open your eyes? There's a truck coming. And Guru goes, and my heart sank to the floor of the car. My legs started to press these invisible brakes. And so eventually Guru had enough vision to have the other truck, the truck pass through us. And then we are driving, and he keeps going. I'm not saying anything anymore. And our Guru has said, you need to be my co-pilot. You need to guide me to get to the center. And to this day, I have the worst possible sense of direction. I always say jokingly that I get lost in the shower. So we're going, and I'm praying to the Supreme to speak through me, give the right directions, because I have no idea of where I am or how am I going to do. Finally, we get to the main freeway, one of the few that were already ready in Puerto Rico, and we're moving along, and I'm thinking, oh my God, what do I tell him? Where do we turn so we can get to the center? The whole period of time, my mind is all a mess, like a mush, like a scrambled eggs, like a can of spaghettis, you know? And little by little, I brought us to the center. And Guru was so happy, and I was so happy. And we go upstairs, and there were some disciples there with Alo, and he tells them what happened. And so we have to take care of a brother in the back of the car, our dear Ananta. Guru sent a couple of boys to bring him up. And the girls had cooked a meal, so we ate. And that was the end of our search for ashrams. Please allow me a moment.